Hi there, crafty friends. I am Ashley Pfeiffer. I'm the maker behind StampedAF. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba. If you live anywhere in Canada and do not yet have a demonstrator, I would be so thrilled to earn your business. If you need an occasions or celebration catalog, please send me an email at stampedaf@gmail.com and I would love to get those out to you. We are going to do a very fun, very quick project today, so let's flip it around and get our craft on. So like I said, this is going to be very quick and very easy. We are going to make a quick little post-it note holder, and so simple. I got these little post-its from the Dollar Tree. I got 5 booklets, I think it was, for $1.25, so I would totally recommend that. I have made so many, however, that all I have are these full adhesive. Oh, I lied. They're not full adhesive, but all I have are Post-it brand Post-its. So we're going to use those, and because that doesn't really match with that, I've changed up the color scheme. We are going to use my Stampin' trimmer just so that you can see everything that I'm doing. Hopefully minus the glare. Doesn't seem to matter where I put that light, it wants to glare. So, okay, so take an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock in the color of your choice. This is Blackberry Bliss, and we want it to be 3.5 by 11. So if you are new to the Stampin' trimmer, there is a cutting blade and there is a scoring blade. We are going to cut it. We're going to leave that one up there. So this needs to be 3.5. So we can actually make 2 of these out of 1 sheet of cardstock and still have a little bit left. Now we are going to, we don't need the arm out there. We are going to score, so we'll keep this cutting blade at the bottom. We are going to score at 5.5, which, as you know, is the middle of an A2 size card. So score right there. And then we are also going to score at 2 3/4. So there you go. And if you find that you are a new crafter or for whatever reason you don't have a scoreboard, then consider getting the Stampin' trimmer, and then you've got both a cutter and a scoring tool in one. So we are going to fold that down and burnish it with our bone folder. And we are also going to fold this one. Now this is technically the first time I'm using my Stampin' trimmer, so I could have pressed a little harder than that. Okay, so that is scored, folded, burnished, ready to roll. So the next thing we are going to do, we're not quite done with our trimmer, is we are going to cut some DSP, and this is from the Country Lane suite. I'm just going to measure this quickly. This is 3.25 by 4.5. So this is already cut down to 4 by 6. So let's move our scoring blade. It wouldn't hurt to score it, but 3.25 by, what did I say the end was? I think I said 4.5. Yep. I'll put all these dimensions up in the description. Let's score it and then cut it. So there we go. Now what we are going to do is, this is just DSP, so that wouldn't really support it. You can see that I've got another piece on here, and that one is 3 by 4 3/4. That doesn't seem right. It should be at least 3.5 wide by 4 3/4. Sorry, that should have been 3.5. I'm just going to rewrite that so that I don't put the wrong measurement. So I've got just a piece of Whisper White cardstock. So we will cut that at 3.5. And then 4 3/4. And now we are done with the Stampin' Trimmer. If you're new to the Stampin' Trimmer, this locks, which makes it so handy for transporting. Move all these scraps out of the way, and we're just going to adhere this down. Just use my Tombow. Hold that down for a moment. While that is setting, I'm just going to grab a scrap of Whisper White so that we can stamp. So I am choosing to go with Blackberry Bliss and Crushed Curry as the colors in our DSP. We'll get out these gorgeous stamp set. And initially I had done the wreath with the bow, but I think we are going to do this. Kind of reminds me of lavender. So I've got just a scrap of paper here. Ink that up. Stamp it off. And I want it a little bit lighter. Clean it off with the chamois. And then we are going to take these little flowers here and we are going to do those in Crushed Curry. Oops, got a hair stuck on my stamp pad. So these you can just stamp down anywhere. You don't have to take a look to see where they're gonna go. They can just really go anywhere. And then we will take our bow and ink that up really good. I'm having some issues with my Blackberry Bliss ink pad. If you can see, there is some weird little texture on there. So I have contacted demonstrator support to resolve that. If you ever have any questions about something that you've ordered from me, specifically from Stampin' Up, please send me an email. I want to make it right, as does Stampin' Up. If you are using a different demonstrator, I am sure they would encourage you as well to contact them. If you don't think a product is performing the way it should, always contact your demonstrator. Demonstrators, always contact demonstrator support if you're having an issue. So I will have a replacement Blackberry Bliss in the near future. Just cleaning up. I had prepared my chamois before I went and pressed record, but it doesn't seem to be wet enough, so it's not really cleaning the stamps the way I would like. And I believe strongly that you should clean your stamps as soon as you're done with them. Stampin' Up is an investment, and I, for one, do not want to lose my investment. So that one had gotten so close to being clean, but just a little bit more. Now the other thing we will put on here is this Just a Note. And you have two options there. What I had done on a few of mine was on the top post-it, just stamp Just a Note. And I would love to do this on every single one of them, but it would take forever. So now the next step is we need to cut this out, and we're going to use the stitched oval die, which just fits. Oops. My big shot is a little further back on the table than it usually is. Okay, and pop that out. And then you're just gonna pop that up on there. Grab a few dimensionals. So the other option for your just a note sentiment is that you could put it somewhere up here so that it's always on there, because obviously right now it would just be on the top post-it note, which is great until the recipient uses that top post-it note. So we just need to decide if we want those V's going up or down. One side goes up, one side goes down. Duh. Okay, so there's that. And now all we have to do, let's use tear and tape. I was gonna say you can choose to use tear and tape or you can use Tombow. I always find that tear and tape is best when it's a 3D project, something you want to stay together. I mean, not that you really want anything to fall apart, but with something like this, you're putting the time and effort in. You want it to be something that can be enjoyed for a good long time, because chances are the recipient isn't going to use it because it's too pretty. I had these at a craft sale recently and people were saying, oh, they're too pretty to use. So learn to make one and you'll always have some. So just push your tear and tape down, peel off your backing paper. I find that whether I have long nails or short nails, the paper piercing tool is always the best at getting tear and tape backing paper off. So my apologies for not posting a video last week. I had a request to do a tutorial on how I made my cardstock shelving, and I'm procrastinating. I'm putting it off. I don't need any more, and I need someone to film that video for me, so totally procrastinating. My apologies. I will get that up, but it will probably be in the new year, because tomorrow is my last day of work until January 2nd, so I will be home. I will hopefully have time to finish off a whole bunch of projects and get ahead on my videos for once, instead of putting them together Thursday evening and uploading overnight. So you can see I just put some tear and tape on the back of this post-it note. And again, you're just gonna peel your release paper. Whoops. Ouch. Don't do that. Line it up so that you've got an even amount at the front and the sides. And then just place it down. And then that's it. Now, if you had a bigger pad of Post-its, it would be a little more substantial, but I mean, this took us less than 10 minutes. I mean, I had an intro at the beginning, so less than 10 minutes and you've got yourself a beautiful little gift that folds down. It's very pretty. So here are a couple others that I made, and you can see this is a much thicker pad. So this one is one that I must have had used quite a bit. So here's one. Here's another one using the Wishing You Well stamp set. I have one with the festive farmhouse truck and the tree and some of the DSP with the Just a Note. And then my favorite uses Winter Woods Dashing Deer. Isn't it gorgeous? So that is all. I thank you for joining me, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave me a comment, and I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button below, and thank you for joining me, friends. Bye.